but I went to a nun one time, and I sort of went like this.
USS Reagan.
Well, that's not.
And we're off the coast.
Oh, yeah, I remember. Yeah, I remember.
Now they're the kind.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
And
sorry.
his son, member, Sweet.
That's right.
Japanese. Oh, I was just yeah, yeah.
So it's not just Japanese.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so that was a great one.
What? So I was so wondering.
I like spontaneous people just drop in. Sometimes it just seems
USS Reagan. They spent $4 billion.
get some long girl. I'm so bad. Aircraft don't put those things on.
So when it came back to the United States, we put it up in Washington, Bremerton. We did repair it. The workers there in Bremerton, Washington. They're probably going to have to scrap more.
Real down.
Because if you have, it's a nuclear aircraft carrier. If you have a nuclear aircraft carrier, how do you know where there's radiation coming from? Is it coming from the reactor? Is it coming from someplace
そろ
else?
そろ始めないとダメですか？あ、ごめんなさい。そろそろ始めた方がいいよね。そんなことは関係ない？
When it was too late. There's the planes and helicopters that were going over Fukushima. They're contaminated. They were landing on the ship and they were washing it out.
I'll call you then. My name's
60 miles.
I'll call you up.
But that globe, the clean air, water, the globe. So these people, Sarah was coming to daughter's ship, children, babies, so this is of contamination. So this will be, for us, very good to shelter air.
Cecil suggested we should move on the side. Not to the student. Cecil suggested that we should move on the side.
To the other side.
Why? Private.
Well, it's quieter.
Yeah. いいですか？あれね、釣りたい。
Oh, Roger. Roger.
This way?
Good seeing you.
Oh, Roger. Hey, hi, Roger. I'm fine. You go this way? Yes, let's go. Hi, hi. Hey, retire. So now I'm activist.
Full time now.
Last night, yes. Yes. I'm left, so it's going now.
Roger.
So this is streamlining.
After
know what I got? I don't have it. In my basement, I have.
We'll start.
I see these things laying in my shop. It's almost as long as 3/4 of it. And then the wings extend out. But it's a perfect drop the people will see them
So
they drop and then they kind of like the long hand. Actually, it was kind of a godsend because they went looking around, and these things usually cost about $500 or $600. I said it's out there.
So maybe we should start making a little noise.
Hello? Can you hear me? Yes! Sing some music. Sing a song. Sing International.
Not TV, not
Don't restart the plants. Shut them down now. 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 Don't restart the nukes. 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 Shut them down now. Fukushima never again.
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 原発絶対反対。
原発絶対
前の今日、東北の大震災が起こりました。そして福島の第一原発がメルトダウンしてしまいました。地域の人々は正しい情報を与えられず、不安の中に時を過ごしました。そして強制移住区域にいる人たちは自分たちの土地を奪われ、家を奪われ、家畜を奪われ、畑を奪われ、愛するペットたちも奪われ、土地を残して避難せざるを得ませんでした。そして自主避難の地域の人たちの中には、自分たちでより安全なところに避難できる人々もいました。けれども、より安全な地域に避難したくてもできない人々がたくさんいます。それは家庭の事情、学校の事情、職場の事情、たくさんの事情でたくさんの事情で移住したくてもできないのです。その中にはまだ何千人という小さな幼い学童たちがたくさんいます。子どもたちは大人よりも何倍も放射線に敏感で健康を害する。その中に子どもたちは未だ被爆を続けています。日本には法律で学童児童は安全なところで教育をもらえるという義務と権利があるのですが、この子どもたちは彼らの権利をもらっていません。それから今そのことで、福島の子ども福島集団疎開裁判が開かれています。地裁では却下されましたが、今高裁に持っていってぜひこの申し立てが受理されることを願ってやみません。それから福島国訴団がこの福島原発事故を起こしてこの事故の被害を拡大した政府と東電を相手取り刑事責任を問う申し立てを立てました。これはやっと1年以上の後にこの申し立てが受け取られて、やっと検察庁が捜査に動き出すことになったのですが、去年の末、この検察の動きを報道した多くのマスメディアは多分告訴は無理だろう、多分立証できないだろうとの悲観な見方です。ですけれども、福島の皆さん、諦めないでください。この福島事故、刑事責任を問わずして何となりますか。先の笹子トンネルの天井崩壊事故では、次の日から特別捜査団が設けられ、この事故の責任者の捜査が始まったというのに、福島事故の場合はもう2年近く経とうというのに、やっと捜査を始める段階になったのです。こんな差別があってはなりません。それから今福島では除染が って言っていいかわからない状態です。それから、これは福島の瓦礫ではないですが、岩手からの瓦礫を引き受けた大阪市は12月に瓦礫の試験テストを行いましたが、これもものすごい大きな反対を押し切ってです。そしてこの自分たちの現在と未来を心から憂慮する反原発運動者、それから瓦礫反対の人たちを彼らは暴力もしないのに逮捕して、それが11人にも上りました。今5人は釈放されていますが、いまだに6人の人が拘留されたままです。彼らを一刻も早く釈放してもらわなければなりません。それから新しい動きの一つとして、これはとってもポジティブな動きだと思うんですが、米海軍の参議院を基地とする原子力空母のロナルド・レーガンが、この東北被災の支援に行き、三陸沖に停泊し、その乗組員たちが甲板で除染作業などしたのですが、東電からの情報を結局正しい情報を得られなかったために、彼らが被爆してしまい、去年12月にサンディエゴの地方裁判所を通してテプコを相手取り、損害賠償の申し立てを出しました。これには99億円の損害賠償を要求しています。もちろん彼らの健康被害の損害賠償、それから二度とこんなことをしてはいけないという罰則のための金額、それから日本の被災者などに治療を施す非営利医療組織の設立金のため、私はこのカリフォルニアで裁判を起こす、外から日本の産業、国に圧力を加えるというのは非常に有効な手段だと思いますので、みんなで支援したいと思います。それから最後にありましたが、今日の私たちのこの集会が初めてインディペンデントウェブジャーナルのサンフランシスコチャンネルを設けていただいて、日本の人たち、それから世界の各地の人たちと直接つながり合うことができました。ですから私はIWJ さんにありがとうと言います。それから福島の人たちに本当に私は言いたいです。どうぞ諦めないでください。私たちもあなたたちの後ろについてます。諦めないでやっていきましょう。
Shut the nukes down now! 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 My name is Steve Zeltzer, and I'm with the No Nukes Action Committee and other organizations, Labor Video Project and many others. And we're having this action today every 11th of the month here in front of the Japanese consulate to call for the complete elimination of all nuclear power plants in Japan. We believe that they are a threat not only to the people of Fukushima and the people of Japan, but the people of the world. And we think it's an outrage that the Abe government, the new government of Japan, is talking about restarting these nuclear plants. How can you restart nuclear plants in a fire zone, in a ring of fire that has earthquakes, that has regular earthquakes? I was there, I felt the earthquakes. In fact, when I visited the Onagawa nuclear power plant, I got a pamphlet they put out on how to protect yourself from earthquakes, how to protect the Onagawa nuclear power plant, and they had one picture was putting up handlebars on the control room board. So when the earthquake happens, you can grab the control board and you won't fall down. Now, is this a way to protect people from a meltdown in the nuclear plant? I don't think so. Now, we have over there construction going on. They're tearing down a building. And it reminds me very much of Fukushima because we have nuclear plants there that are broken down and torn down, but they can't tear them down. And the reason they can't tear them down is because there are thousands of wasted nuclear rods in these buildings. They are dangerous and they're harming people, they're contaminating people. So they cannot just tear that building down in Fukushima and remove it because it's contaminated. Like all the other nuclear plants around the world are contaminated. They have thousands of these rods, nuclear rods. Now we also are having this protest here, and we will be working on the anniversary event to say that it's not only the Japanese government and not only TEPCO that are responsible for the nuclear power industry, but also the United States government. And Richard Armitage and the U.S. government have told Japan they have to continue operating these nuclear plants. Not only have they told the Japanese people that you have to continue operating the nuclear plants, but they've told the Japanese people that you can decontaminate Fukushima. Can you imagine that? Fukushima is an area with forests, with agricultural lands. How can you decontaminate forests? There's cesium in the air. There are all kinds of radioactive materials in the air. Yet the government is telling them they can decontaminate. And we interviewed one restaurant worker who was told that he had to move back to within 4 miles of Fukushima to his restaurant. They're also telling the people of Japan that you can overcome radiation. Now this is a lie. This is a lie. You cannot overcome radiation. Radiation is something that cannot be overcome, and people are getting cancer. 50% of the children of Fukushima have thyroid cysts. They're getting contaminated, and we need to evacuate all the people of Fukushima to protect them, especially the children. The children have a right to live without cancer. So we say evacuate the children of Fukushima. Evacuate the children and the people of Fukushima. And we also are calling on the United States government and in California to shut down Diablo Canyon and to shut down San Onofre plant run by Southern California Edison. These nuclear plants in California are also on faults, on active faults. So we can have a Fukushima right here in California. So we are organizing this campaign. We're calling on the government to shut down these nuclear plants, and we're calling also to protest the repression of anti-nuclear activists in Japan. Professor Shomichi in Osaka was arrested for walking through a railway station in Japan. They said he was a threat to security. He was a threat to the peace and security of the people of Japan. Well, actually, Professor Shomichi was not a threat to the peace and security of Japan. He was actually doing something to help the peace and security of Japan by telling people that they should not burn nuclear rubble, nuclear waste in Osaka. And this is another thing the government of Japan is demanding. They're demanding that prefectures in Japan burn nuclear waste in each prefecture, and they're offering a bribe to do that. And this is an outrage. Do we need nuclear rubble waste burned and going out into the air of Japan and the air around the world? No. We stop the burning of nuclear rubble and hands off the professor and other anti-nuclear activists in Japan who are being jailed there and who are being repressed because they don't want to keep their voices, they want to shut down their voices. And also joining us this afternoon is Professor Roger Scott. And Professor Scott is a member of AFT 2121. He's on the executive board, and he also has some familiarity with Japan because he was there in the 1960s fighting against militarization and war. So welcome, Professor Roger Scott.
Thank you, Steve. It's a pleasure to be here. I concur with the message that we need to shut down nuclear plants everywhere. And the example of Fukushima is one of the most serious and life-threatening in the world. We didn't learn that much from Chernobyl. We appear not to be learning too much from this situation either. I take it especially in a personal way that this professor and others who are speaking out against this nuclear catastrophe, rather than listening to the rational message, they're treating that person and others like him in a criminal fashion. So we support Those who are dissenting, they're the true patriots of Japan, not the people running the country and forcing nuclear plants, nuclear energy on people who know. The people of Japan are very smart people. They know that Fukushima is a failure and that nuclear energy in general is a failure. There are many alternatives that with Japanese technology and the current technology of the world, we should be working on renewable sources that are safe for the people. Thank you.
Thank you. And also, Professor Scott is also fighting to protect the public university here at City College in San Francisco, which the privatizers say that they have to cut back. They have to cut their wages, cut their health care, and they basically want to sell it off to private corporations. So this fight to protect public education is so we can tell the story about what's really happening in this world and not be controlled by the utilities and the nuclear companies who want to hide this up.
The 1% who want to privatize education.
The 1% who want to privatize education are the same people who are running the nuclear plants. Also, we have an author with us, Cecile, who has written a tremendous book about the experience of nuclear power and the life of the people of Japan and the world. Welcome, Cecile.
Thank you. So I'm very honored to be here, and I thank everybody for coming today, as we do on the 11th of every month, to demonstrate against the restart of nuclear plants in Japan and the maintenance of nuclear plants in the United States. And my update today for you is that there is a coalition of Great Lakes activists who are sponsoring a speaking tour for me, where I will be talking about the issues of Fukushima and about the disaster of the nuclear industry. I will be traveling in several states around the Great Lakes, including Wisconsin, Michigan, Minnesota, Illinois, and Ohio. These states circle the Great Lakes, and the Great Lakes are one of the most contaminated areas of the United States. There are hundreds of nuclear plants that circle the lakes. As well, there are toxic waste dumps, there are uranium tailings, there are all kinds of nuclear and radiological waste sites. So I'm going to be addressing these people, and I'm going to be sharing with them what we do here every month in solidarity with the people in Japan who are valiantly protesting and whose government is very similar to ours in the sense that it is completely unaccountable. So what we demand really is accountable governance, both in the United States and in Japan. And it's very clear that my colleague here, Steve Seltzer, has made it clear that the United States is pressuring the government of Japan to continue your nuclear industry for the very reason that the United States has not succeeded so much in breeder reactor technology, whereas in Japan you have two such plants, Manju and Rakasho. And that is why the United States has recently given Japan an advanced missile warning system in order to pressure Japan to continue its nuclear industry, to build more nuclear plants, to export nuclear plants to other countries, particularly in Asia, and of course to restart its nuclear reactors, all 54 of them. And many of these 54, the great majority, as you know, are located on earthquake faults. So this is my book, and I will be talking about this book. As you can see, its title is Devil's Tango, How I Learned the Fukushima Step by Step. And I would like to today explain just a little bit about what that is. This is a dance step. It is learning all of the aspects of the nuclear industry. Because when I began writing this book, I began writing it from a place of anguish and of torture. Because although I felt very deeply that this catastrophe was planetary in scope, I did not know the chapter and verse of the nuclear industry. I did not understand all of the contaminated lands from the 1950s on. worldwide, and particularly in the United States. I did not realize the racial aspects of the contamination of these lands in the United States, because almost exclusively they are lands that belong to Native people, to the First Nations, and these people have suffered exponentially because of the nuclear industry. Equally, the people who manufacture from the very beginning, from the time that uranium is mined out of the ground to its refinement, to its reprocessing, all of the people who work in this cycle have unusual rates of cancers, leukemias, and their children suffer from birth defects, either mild or extremely serious birth deformities. Likewise, I did not understand fully what the relationship is of reprocessing, of nuclear enrichment in the manufacture of depleted uranium. Depleted uranium has a half-life of 4.5 billion years. It has contaminated the soils of Kosovo for all eternity. It has contaminated the soils of Iraq for all eternity. It has contaminated the soils of Afghanistan for all eternity. And it has probably contaminated the soils of Yemen, Libya, and Somalia. All of these people now are living in a landscape where gradually their DNA will show the effects of irradiation, so that generation after generation will be born deformed, and this will go down for eternity as long as there is life on earth. We are not talking just of human life. We're talking of the sacredness of all living beings. So I thank you very much for your attention, and my heart is with you.
Thank you, Cecile.
最近福島を訪ねて帰ってきた神戸真知子さんです。
皆さんこんにちは。Hello everyone. My name is Machiko Conway. I just came back from Japan not long ago. I was in Fukushima in November. The landscape of Fukushima was just beautiful. Everything turned into gold and red and yellows. But when I was greeted with Dr. Sawada, who is head of the non-profit organization called Fukushima no Kodomo no Kenkou Mamoru Kai, to protect children's life in Fukushima. And she took me to one of this orphanage in outskirts of Fukushima city. They are located just about over 30 kilometers out of Fukushima city, so they don't get enough assistance from the government. But the place I went, the building, they had been trying to clean the radiation, dust and all that. But once you step into the forest, the radiation data goes all the way up to 100 seabelt. Children cannot play outside. And on top of that, they have the laundry facility to hang the children's clothing and bedding. And the land is all dirt. And when we measure that land, went up to 70, 80, 100 seabelt radiation level. And it's so dangerous. They shouldn't be there. But at the same time, they have nowhere to go. And today's Japanese orphanage is not the orphan, not from the disaster caused 3/11. It's 2,000 children lost their parents, but their relatives, aunties and uncles are still there, grandpa and grandmas in Fukushima. So even if they are placed to the orphanage, they cannot move because family is still in Fukushima. And 80% of those children at our Gakuin was domestic violence children as well. So they cannot move. Their parents are still in Fukushima. So the situation there is so terrible. So somehow we can help. But at the same time, I want to tell everyone, when you visit up north, you must have your own radiation monitor on you. The Dr. Sawada gave me one. The day I went into Fukushima city, Machiko-san, please hold this one until you leave Japan, and how much radiation you will collect on your body. So I put it on, and every day that monitor went up, and months later the battery went out and stopped, but I had 77 seabelt radiation I received while I was in Japan. It's not only Fukushima, but I was in Nagano, Kyoto, Osaka, down south to Kokura, Fukuoka, Mount Aso. I traveled last 1 month or so all over Japan, but radiation is almost everywhere. Down south is much less, but up north, even if Tokyo is already danger line. So not many people are informed of this, and they are receiving everyday radiations and nuclear radiations, and dust is everywhere. And the Fukushima plant is not stopped leaking those dust. It's still in the air and go into the ocean. This very moment, all the radiation is pouring into the ocean, Pacific Ocean. Eventually will come to this size too. The ocean's living creatures are dying, and people on the earth is dying. This is not acceptable. We got to do something. So when I was November 11, I joined in Tokyo. They had a big demonstration in front of the government office. We call Kokai Gijido, just like in Washington. But we are stopped to go into it. So we are only able to demonstrate on the street. And we are kept moved by the police. Keep going, keep going. We are not allowed to stop and say or do something and communicate. And I visited Genpaku-mura. There was a tiny little portion that the Fukushima people built a little tent house, tent village they call. So I visited them there too, and people came from all over Japan. They are awakening. This is not right. This is not right for not only for Japanese people, for the people in global wide. What Japanese government is doing is criminal. And so I urge for everyone who listen in your heart, we have to act. No more nuke. We have to find that renewable new energies such as solar, water, winds. We have enough intelligence to create new energies. And I hope this message will go to everywhere, global wide, and people will awaken. And every town I went just like this. I met with people who are demonstrating no more nuke. I joined them in Nara, Kyoto, Osaka. People were demonstrating, not only here. So when I told them I'm demonstrating in San Francisco, they are so pleased. They thank you for all of you to be part of this great, how I can say, great movement. It's a small ripple, but it's going to be bigger and bigger. And Japanese people they're not going to stand for this anymore. So I just want to thank you for everyone, and I will be part of San Francisco movement anyway. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Support the angels.
Thank you so much for everyone. Very important information and opinion, and I really appreciate. And today I just found by chance this poster we made in 1995, or when we are having a plutonium-free future in 1990s. This is painted by very visionary artist Mayumi Oda, and this is a two-head snake. This is what the nuclear snake, So that means nuclear weapons and nuclear energy it's from one body, and the effect is the same thing. So there's no such a thing. Atom for peace. That's what our main issue when we started 1992, I think, the plutonium-free future. So from the digging out of uranium and processing and the nuclear waste, the effect to human being or all the lives on the earth, there is no difference. So I just want to, so I just wanted to do. And as I always said, we have no national borders. Between any kind of radiation. So I think, of course, I like to give very condolence to people who, the victim of Fukushima. But that happened in Chernobyl, 3 Mile Island. It happened so many times. Why we haven't learned? Why we didn't change? The longer I live, I just feel more and more, what as human beings, what's living on this earth, and I really feel now more and more we have to, of course we have to totally against nuclear development, nuclear industry, and at the same time we have to think about what is our meaning of our life on this earth, cooperating with all other lives and living things. So I just wanted to mention that. And thank you.
いつもありがとうございます。ここはサンフランシスコの日本領事館の岩田領事です。では毎月の例のごとく首相に宛てての嘆願書を読ませていただきます。全原発廃炉と被害者救済の嘆願書。日本国総理大臣安倍首相殿、原発の事故を二度と起こしてはならないことを本当に認識されているのでしょうか。第2の福島原発事故が日本のどこかに再び起こったら、この狭い日本はもう健康に生活していけない国となるでしょう。未来を生きる子どもたちに苦しみを与え、子どもたちから喜びを奪い、地球を汚染してしまうのです。活断層が縦横に走っている国に建てられたこれら原発が事故を絶対起こさないなどとあなたは信じているのですか。6割以上の国民が原発はいらないと表明しています。この人たちは原発事故の恐ろしさを目の当たりに見たからです。火山列島の日本に建造されてしまった54基もの原発、これらのどれも安全ではないと悟ったからです。膨大な被害者を出してしまい、今も出し続けている福島原発の事故で、私たちはもう安全な原発などは一つもないことを悟ってしまったのです。それなのに国民の大きな反対を押し切り、大井原発が再稼働されてしまい、今また一時検察を中断されていた原発の建設が再び開始されたというのはどうしてですか。そしてさらに新しく建設する原発の計画も発表されました。政府は原発産業を前にも増して推進していこうという意向を持っているのが分かります。しかし今はひたすら福島の事故の収束に立ち向かい、被害者子どもたちをこれ以上被爆させないよう十分な処置と損害賠償に専念する時です。そしてドイツに倣い、今ある原発を廃炉に向けて動き出す時です。放射能汚染の瓦礫焼却も健康を脅かす作業です。危険です。日本中に放射能をまき散らすことはやめてください。そして真剣に日本の現在未来を考えている反原発者、反瓦礫焼却者に対しての無法な逮捕、嫌がらせは法治国として恥ずかしいことです。やめてください。 あなたの所属する自民党は1954年以来、日本国において原発推進を膨大な金をつぎ込んで煽ってきました。そして福島原発の事故は起こるして起こった人災事故でした。国と東電は刑事責任を問われて当たり前のことをしてきたのです。その責任をどうぞ取ってください。福島の人々の苦しみの声を十分聞いてください。人間は完全ではないのですから、設計上、技術上、作業上のミスは避けられません。この人間が放射能を扱う限り、次の福島事故は避けられないのです。福島の原発事故を忘れてはいけません。犠牲を無にしてはいけません。努力を原発を廃炉にしていくことと、事故後の収束、被害者の救援に向けてください。そしてアメリカからの抑圧に正しい判断を迷わされてはなりません。日本に原発はあってはならないものです。第2の福島事故があってはならないのです。そしてそれはこのカリフォルニアにもあってはならないのです。ですから私たちはカリフォルニアに住んでいる人々と声を合わせ嘆願いたします。今ある日本の原発をすべて速やかに廃炉へと持って行き、福島の被害者たちの救済をお願いいたします。2013年2月11日、カリフォルニアベイエリア住民および No Nukes Action コミッティ。どうぞよろしくお願いいたします。一言よろしくどうぞ。
これお預かりした総理大臣宛ての書簡なんですけれども、これは東京の方にトランスファーして、報告をするようにいたします。内容については今ここでコメントをするの難しいので、これをお預かりして東京に送るという部分についてお約束をさせていただきたいと思います。So now I've received this document and I shall transfer from here to home government. Thank you.
いつもありがとうございます。よろしくお願いいたします。
So, we want to thank the consulate official for coming out and accepting the letter, but we also want action because we've come here for many months now saying keep the plants closed, and despite that, they say they're going to reopen the plants, and also they're repressing anti-nuclear activists in Japan. So we have to keep up the education, we have to keep up the heat, and also we have to demand that the Obama administration and the Brown administration here in California shut down the plants here in California and around the country. Why should the U.S. government be subsidizing nuclear power? If they want to subsidize, they should subsidize our colleges, subsidize healthcare, subsidize the things that we need for a healthy society, not nuclear weapons, not nuclear power. So we are going to continue this. Shut down the plants. No more nukes. 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 Shut down the plants.
Sorry to disrupt. I just want to say one very positive news. Yesterday we had some home party with from Fukushima University, the Goto professor and his wife, and we did some talk. And what we heard, one thing, was the Mrs. Noda, the wife of Prime Minister of Japan, current Prime Minister. She is against nuclear power, and she organized some NPO and she opened some cafe or bar or whatever, izakaya, so that those NPO members can gather together and talk about it. That really made me so exciting. So I think things are happening.
それから、もう一つ今彼女が非常にポジティブな女がどれだけ強くなってきたかということを言いましたが、これは一つちょっと心配なことを一つ、やはり福島から先日福島大学の教授が言ったことなんですが、福島には10基の原発がある。そのうちの4基が今回破損しました。そして、福島は県議でもって、福島の原発はもう再稼働しないと決議したのです。ところがこの選挙の後、安倍首相の内閣に変わってから動きが変わりまして、この6基を再稼働させようじゃないかという動きが今福島の中に現れているそうです。これは許せないことです。でも原発産業がいかにも考えることではないでしょうか。結局過酷な事故の起こった福島ですら再稼働できるんだから、これは安全なことなんだよ。だから全国で稼働しようじゃないか。福島で再稼働絶対に許しません。福島だけじゃなくて日本のどこでも、そしてこのカリフォルニアの2つある原発のうちの1つ、今止まっているサンオノフレの原発も決して、再稼働してはいけません。第一、原発というものはたかが30年から40年発電するそれだけの寿命のもの、それになんて膨大なお金をかけるのでしょう。廃炉にだってお金はかかるし、それから使用済み燃料棒、それを管理してくるに何世代も何世代も必要なんです。何百年もかけて安全に管理していかなければならない、その膨大なお金とその膨大な危険を考えてください。私はもっともっとたくさんの人に目覚めてほしいと思います。それで今日は、日本から来て参加している人がいますから、ちょっと聞いてみます。はい、あなたはなんで今日ここにいますか？
いつも領事館の方でこういうふうにデモをしているということで、一度参加できたらと思って来ました。
どうでした今日は？
そうですね、はい、来てよかったです。こうやって日本人だけじゃなくてアメリカのカリフォルニアにここに住んでる人たちがこうやって参加してくれてとても嬉しいです。はい。
放射能には結局本当に国境はないのですから、もうみんなで一緒になって連帯にして戦っていくでしょうね。何ですか？通訳。日本。She said that I heard about this rally in front of the Japan consulate. So I was very interested in to come here, and I was very glad to hear. And it's not only Japanese, a lot of people in America are gathered and then doing it together. And もう一人若い人がいます。
ちょっと待って。
今日はどんな感想あります？出てきて、あなたもやっぱり原発反対なんですか？
はい、原発は反対です。地震大国である日本で原発を持つことは危険なことで、子どもたちのこと、自然のこと、日本の人たちだけでなくて世界中の人に危険を及ぼすものなので、すぐに止めてほしいです。日本でも再稼働、大井原発の前の再稼働のデモに大阪で行きましたけど、ここでもサンフランシスコで、皆さんが福島のことや日本のこと、地球のことを考えてこういうことをしてくれていることを嬉しく思います。
I am also against nuclear, anti-nuclear plant. And then here I understand that not only Japanese, the American people working together. And I attended the rally in Oi nuclear plant in Japan. And this is not really only about the Japanese. This is a really global matter. So I really want to do as globally work. Thank you. 今日は何で来ました？秋谷さん。ちょっとどうぞ。
もうすでに皆さんがお話しして、it's already everybody told about the situation in Japan and here. So, but especially in Japan, it's really hard condition for the people to kind of keep fighting. But I really want to support them, especially the women in Fukushima and children in Fukushima are suffering on daily basis. Just think about that, Conway-san's story. It's really touched and made me cry. So just keep informing myself and just do whatever I can do, then support them. Just I want to be with them. That's my feeling right now. Thank you.
はい、あなたは今日どうしてここにいますか？
前回も来たんですけど、今回もやっぱり続けていくことが大事だと思うんで、ちょっと遅くなってしまったけれども来ました。あと3月11日まで1ヶ月っていうことで、すごく大事な2年目の節目ですけど、これからもこれがずっと続くといいなと思ってます。
ありがとうございました。
Last week.
No. Okay, one more time. One more thing. それから今これから次の集会3月11日2周年の記念になりますが、3月9日にサンフランシスコのシティカレッジで10時から3時、このロナルド・リーガン原子力空母の乗組員8人が鉄鋼を相手取って訴訟を起こしましたが、そのうちの4人を呼び寄せまして、その4人とウィスルブロワー他のどこの原発ですか？ニュークリアプラントウィスルブロワー。
Which one? San Onofre?
No. Which whistleblower that you said you want to invite?
Oh, yeah, from San Onofre.
So the whistleblower from the San Onofre 原発
And also nuclear sailors on the U.S.
Right. Yeah. So those people will have the panel discussion. So please, you have a chance. Please come.
And the City College is a mission campus on Valencia Street.
Hello, my name is Paul Kangas. I have found a way to shut down all the nukes in California and the United States and the world. And it's a very simple process. Each one of you simply put a solar panel on your roof. This is what they did in Germany in 1990. They started a policy called the feed-in tariff, where anybody who puts solar panels on the roof will be paid 54 cents a kilowatt hour. Consequently, there are homeowners in Germany who are now making $60,000 a year harvesting solar energy off their roofs and feeding it onto the grid. $60,000 will help pay your mortgage. So that's what you can do with solar. Solar is the most powerful force on Earth, even though most people dismiss it. Now, here's the news from Germany today. The 4 largest utility companies' stocks went down 2%. The 4 largest solar-powered companies' stocks went up 6%. The wind-powered company in Germany stock went up 12%. Germany is shutting down all of its nukes today. They're going to shut them all down by 2022. Germany is the greenest nation on Earth. And because they have adopted solar energy long before anybody else. Japan sort of did it backwards. Prime Minister Naoto Kan passed the feed-in tariff in Japan, and it pays 53 cents a kilowatt hour in Japan. So it means the Japanese now have the power, by putting solar on their roofs, to totally shift Japan to 100% solar and wind. It's really important that we do this because it's inevitable that we have to get rid of nukes. It's inevitable that we have to go to solar, and this is how we can do it. But each one of you have to go to Costco or Best Buy and buy a solar panel. Thank you.
Well, I wish it was that simple, but the fact of the matter is the government and the capitalists who own the industry are not allowing us to do that. Actually, that's the reality. The U.S. government and PG&E and Southern California Edison and TEPCO are not allowing us to go solar, because we could go solar, but we have obstacles, and it's not just that we don't buy solar. The government is controlled by the utilities and the nuclear industry, and that's the reason we're not going solar in California. It's amazing in California, with all the sunlight it has, there is no law that says all new construction should have solar in it. You would think when they build this new building here, for example, that they would have solar in that new building. It would be required. There is no law in California that requires solar. We need a law that says all new construction should require solar in California so we can have more efficiency. So we have to organize a political campaign. Another example is of San Onofre, which was leaking radioactive water. TEPCO still wants to open it up. And Southern California Edison and TEPCO and Southern California Edison are together, but they want to reopen San Onofre nuclear plant up, despite the fact that it's a very dangerous plant, and despite the fact that the engineering was improper, and they've covered that up. Now, Senator Boxer and Markey have both called for an investigation for the release of the documents at that plant because they covered up the fact that there were engineering design problems with the plant. So we have to not only say that these secrets have to be uncovered of the dangers, but these people should be criminally prosecuted. When the government lies to people and tells them they're safe, they're committing a criminal act. They're putting people in danger. The mothers who took their children in the plumes in Japan, in Fukushima, because they were not told that where the plumes were, they need to be criminally prosecuted. How can you not tell the people how to escape a nuclear disaster and go where you're not going to get the plumes? These are issues that we have to address, and it's not simply buying solar panels that we're going to solve this problem. Bob, do you want to say something?
No, but I would like to respond.
Well, we're not going to have a debate on it, here. Okay,
No,
so
I insist, point of personal privilege. You took an offense to what I said, and you're wrong.
Yeah.
Everything you said is wrong.
Okay, well, you're wrong. We have a difference. Actually, they would destroy solar power. We could have a nuclear.
In Los Angeles, instituted here.
So I want to thank all of you for coming today, and we'll be back next month. Also on March the 9th, we will be having a conference at Community College in San Francisco where we'll be having sailors who were contaminated on the USS Reagan. We will also have nuclear whistleblowers and health and safety experts. We'll talk about the workers in these plants, both in Japan and the United States, who can't tell the truth about the danger of nuclear power. And we're also going to be calling for health and safety for the workers in the community. We need protection at these plants because people are being contaminated.
This is an announcement of the February 20th, our No Nukes Action Committee meeting. This is open for public. Everybody can attend.
So anybody who would like to attend our strategy meeting in preparation for the second anniversary of Fukushima Daiichi is welcome this coming Saturday. That's the 16th of February at 3 o'clock at 2550 Dana Street at Parker in Berkeley. For information, call 510 981-1858. You must be on time at 3 o'clock, because if you're not, it's very hard to get into the building. There will be somebody to let you in prior to 3 o'clock, and you're all welcome. Again, this is this coming Saturday, February 16th at 3 o'clock. Thank you.
There will be anti-nuclear energy and anti-nuclear poetry on the 10th of March at 275 28th Street in Oakland, California, 7:30 p.m. to 9 p.m. Can you add that?
Thank you. There will be poetry on the 10th of March, and we will put it on the website. So if you go to the No Nukes Action website, we'll have posted all the events, and we urge other people in the United States and the Bay Area to have events to commemorate the anniversary. We have to make sure that there is no more nuclear power plant disasters. We have to make sure that the people of Fukushima are evacuated, and that in fact they don't burn the rubble that they're planning to do, and also that the people of Japan have the democratic right to organize against nuclear power. We have a basic democratic right to tell the truth about what's going on in Japan and here. So I want to thank you all for coming today. Solidarity, no more nukes, shut them down now. No more nukes. No more nukes. No more nukes. Shut them down now. No more nukes. Shut them down now. No more nukes. Fukushima never again.
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 All the nukes shut down.
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 原発反対。
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 再稼働反対。
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 原発反対。
原発反対。
再稼働反対。
再稼働反対。
All the nukes shut down.
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 Fukushima never again.
Fukushima never again.
Hiroshima never again.
Hiroshima never again.
Nagasaki never again.
Nagasaki never again.
Fukushima never again.
Fukushima never